Hi, today we're going to be getting into my budget for May, and that includes my income and how much I expect to spend for the month. So in terms of income, I expect to pay myself $3,000. So that works out to be $15,000 every 2 weeks. So bi-weekly, which is how often I get paid. And then I like to divide my spending into two categories. So the first one is going to be cost of living. So essentially things that I need to survive every month, and then extra spending, which is just extraneous spending for things that don't occur monthly that might pop up, or other things that I decide to spend money on for the month. So the first item under cost of living is groceries, and I spend $300 a month on that. So that works out to be $150 every 2 weeks. And then gas for my car works out to be $125 a month, so $62.50 every 2 weeks. And then my housing costs are $343 for the month. Dental insurance is $36.49, and my cell phone is $70 for 2 lines. My subscriptions work out to be $18.99 a month, and that used to be $14.99, but it went up by $4. So that's that. My gym membership usually works out to be $75 a month. However, I decided to cancel it because I haven't been going at all actually for the last month. I've actually just been working out at home because it's more convenient. Especially on the weekends, I don't feel like getting into my car and driving to the gym. Like, I'd rather just roll out of bed and get on my yoga mat and do yoga for 40 minutes versus going to the gym. So it didn't make sense for me to be paying $75 a month for something that I'm not using. I may reevaluate at another time if I get bored or I want to do other activities, but for right now I'm just gonna leave it canceled. So the gym membership is gonna be prorated to work out to be $65.32 for the 27 days that I have left off gym membership. Medical insurance is $384.17. My internet is $49.99 every month. Electricity is on average $65 a month, but it'll probably be lower than that since I haven't been using the heat as much since it's starting to get into spring, summer. And then car maintenance, which is oil changes, is $10 a month. And then my car insurance works out to be $81.42 a month, even though I paid twice a year, so biannually. So in total for my cost of living, that works out to be $1,549.38. And then we're going to be moving on to the next category, which is my extra spending. So for May, I have my Sapphire annual fee due, and that is a travel credit card offered by Chase. And unfortunately, it has a relatively high fee. It used to be $450, but they increased it by $100 recently, and I actually was going to cancel it this year, but I recently learned that they're going to be possibly opening up back travel to other countries outside of the US, and that is usually where I like to travel. So if that is the case, then I'll keep the card, because when I used to travel frequently, like pre-pandemic, like I would be gone as much as possible. So like every 2 to 3 months I would be on a vacation somewhere. So if that's the case, then the card is worthwhile. But for the past year, when I haven't been traveling, the card essentially hasn't been worthwhile, but I had already paid the fee before. So we'll see how it goes for the next few months. But that is $555, like I said before, and usually $300 of that is reimbursed if you spend money on travel, and most recently groceries and other home related things. So it actually works out to be an effective fee of $250 a year annually, which isn't too bad when you think of it that way. And then I'm going to be spending $200 on car service and parts because I need to switch up my winter tires to regular all-season tires, and I bought a new set of all-season tires, so I have to get those put on. And then my AC isn't working, so I need to figure out what the issue is. So I'm expecting around $200 for that. And then shopping, I'm planning on spending about $500 for the month, so $250 every 2 weeks essentially. And as much as I try to control shopping, like I feel like it's just always going to be a part of my life in some way. So I usually shop on H&M, and I have a kind of like a favorites list, so I know what I want that's coming out in the next few weeks. So I might as well just have the money set aside because I'm probably gonna spend it either way. So I usually buy clothes on there, shoes, and then they have a really nice home decor. So we'll budget $500 for that. So in total for extra spending, that works out to be $1,250, and my total spending for the month, if I stick to the budget, would be $2,799.38 with a savings of $262. And as I mentioned in past videos, my goal is to decrease my spending overall, not necessarily what I'm spending money on. So that's why shopping like remains a part of my budget. So it used to be a goal of $25,000 a month, but looking back at my spending for the past several years, on average, when I was spending the least amount of money, it worked out to be around $3,000 a month. So I think that's a more realistic budget to have versus the $2,500, because if it's not realistic, then I'm always going to be going over it every month. So we'll see how the $3,000 spending limit works. So that is it for my May budget. Let me know what you have planned for May as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.